participating in that race had a time where your bike malfunctioned and pedal came off. You were injured, but not terribly injured, where you would DNF, but you were mentally done at that point. You thought the race was over for you. And then what happened is the mechanics all came together from your team and other teams, and they found a pedal, and you had to like re-energize yourself and get excited about doing the race again. And I just wanted to dive in your mindset at that point of what you were feeling and how you got yourself going, because I think a lot of us get into a place or a rut and you just don't want to go. Or I even think of something as small as like you think you're done with an exercise routine and someone's like one more lap, and that's at the smallest level. Yeah, exactly. But it throws you off mentally and you get frustrated. And how did you get through that?
Very inelegantly, I would say. Yeah, just to catch people up who don't know the story. I was in the middle of this Ultraman race in 2009. I had won the first day's stage, and we were 30 miles into the second day, and I wiped out on my bike, and I went down hard on my knee and my shoulder. But most importantly, I broke my pedal and thought, like, this race is done. Like, I've got 150 more miles on the bike today. I'm not going to do that with one leg. Like, let's be honest about, what I'm willing to do and not do. And I had to kind of pedal on one leg to catch up to my crew, which was about a mile away from where I crashed. And during that 1 mile experience of just being with myself, I had completely checked out of the fact that I was in a competition. Like moments before, I was on a razor's edge. Here's what I'm doing. We're going for 3 days. This is what it's going to be. And then crash, moment later, like, I'm done. Like, I'm out. I'm going to sleep in a hotel tonight. I'm going to go to the beach with my kids tomorrow. Like, I don't have to do this shit anymore. Like, I can bow out and nobody's going to, like, judge me or think that I was weak. Like, this is kind of awesome. Like, don't tell anyone. And as that's going through my mind, and then, reconnecting with my crew, where there were a bunch of crews waiting for their athletes to coming through. A crew member for a competitor, a competing athlete, asked me like what kind of pedal I needed, to which I replied, "Why are you asking me that question?" And he disappeared and returned with the exact model of pedal that I needed to fit my cleat in a box, like brand new. I was like, how is that even possible? And he grabbed my bike. Yeah, it's like, this is Hawaii, right? Like, dude, you are not done. You're not here to win the race. I got another challenge involved for you. Let's see how this one goes for you. Exactly. He gets the pedal on the bike, hands me the bike. I was like, you don't understand. I'm done. He goes, get on the fucking bike. Your race is not over. Look, think about like everybody who sacrificed, your wife, all your kids, everybody who sacrificed for you to be here. You are not finished. Get on that bike and get it done. And he was a lot bigger than me and very intimidating. So I sheepishly got on the bike and started pedaling and just thought, well, this is the worst thing ever. It was raining. I was exhausted. But most importantly, and to your point, I had mentally checked out, completely mentally checked out. I was no longer in a race. I was in a situation of trying to survive. How am I going to get through this next 150 miles? My knee is swollen. My shoulder's bleeding. I just don't want to be here at all. And the process of going from being on that competitive razor's edge to checking out and then trying to get back into it, I don't know that I have any great answers as to how to do that, other than you develop a bias towards action. There's an adage that I learned early on in sobriety, which is mood follows action. Neuroscience now proves it, and it means that if you want to move your life forward, you need to get out of this mindset that we all have that we'll do it when we feel like it. If we wait until we feel like doing something, chances are we are not going to do that thing because we're never going to feel like doing it. Or when we kind of feel like doing it, we're going to wait until we feel more like doing it. In truth, the mental state that you aspire to inhabit, the mental state that you seek, is a result of taking action first. Mood follows action. Behavior first, perceptions, feelings, and thoughts follow. Now, I was not consciously aware of this while I was on my bike in Ultraman, but I did know mood follows action because I'd been sober for a minute, and that was something that I tell myself every single day. So this sucks. I don't want to be here, but the only way out is through. The only way out is through. There is no end run out of this. And I got through that bike, and it was not pretty, and it was not fast, and I finished that Ultraman race, and ultimately it ended up delivering the greatest gift, because what God needed me to do, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, is not win that race. What the universe needed me to do was learn something about myself so that I could heal these wounds. And when you're winning a race, you don't learn a whole heck of a lot. But when your back is up against it and you meet unforeseen obstacles like, hey, you thought you were done, but guess what? You got to go do this. And by the way, it's raining and it's freezing out. Like whatever it is, when you're in that situation and you see your way through, that is where you meet yourself. That is where you can no longer hide from who you are, who you think you are, and you are confronted in the most profound sense with the truth of your existence. And that is what reveals character. That's exactly what I needed. That is the lesson that I needed to learn for myself. And I got that. So when I say that that race and that experience has been transformative in my life, I am not overstating that fact. It truly has. And with some reflection, I was able to take that experience and translate it into words, the meaning of it, hopefully in service to other people.